All right, so I kind of did some looking, and apparently, because I was not truly paying attention to what the information from the velosterturbo.org site said, I went with the hub dimension, which is 67.1. And the instructions, if you actually notice, there's a greater than sign right before that on the wheel spacer, and I went directly just to the 67.1. So my bad. I did order some 70.1, so they're just a little bit bigger. I could use the 67s. They were fairly close. I could do a little bit more sanding to make it work, but that one, as soon as it felt like it was going on, I pushed it and it just broke. It seemed like a cheap ass one anyway. So I ordered some new ones. They're going to be here. I need to get this car done as soon as possible. The weather's starting to change, so my next thing will be to, once those parts come in, get the brakes and everything mounted up. I want to do the fuel line and run the meth line, but I may need to take the car off the quick jacks anyway because my crossbars are kind of buried, and in order to get this side panel off, I need to drop the one crossbar on this side. So I'm gonna have to figure out what process I'm gonna do here to get this sort of sorted out. But next, what I'm gonna do is, since I'm still waiting for parts, I'm gonna go ahead and fill the transmission with fluid. Both shafts are in, and I'm just gonna go do that. I may go ahead and pull the steering wheel out and swap in my carbon fiber one and swap all the parts on. It just depends. I've got about 3 or 4 days for the new spacers to come in, so we'll go with that. And just trying to think what else I can do on this in the meantime. There's not a whole lot I can do until those spacers come in, so that's where I'm at. So we'll figure that out this afternoon, and we'll figure out what video we're going to have today. All right, so we're going to do another test fit today. I got some new wheel spacers in. These are the 3 mils. That is the part number. These are a 70.1 center hub, and we're going to see if everything lines up now. So just a quick check. That sits in there. Perfect. I'm going to get the brake rotor and the outer wheel spacer and the caliper on, so we'll go ahead and do that. So far this is great. Apparently, because I went with an aftermarket brand hub, it's a little bit bigger than the 67 point whatever it's supposed to be. So the other wheel spacers didn't work, so I had to go with these. Same company makes them. They were just a little bit bigger. I could have probably finished hand sanding the other ones out just enough to make them fit, but I got overly carried away, and when I went to put them on, because they are so thin, they just broke. So the instructions say greater than 67, so 70 was the next size I could find. Maybe you could find some that are a little bit bigger that are non-hub centric, but these will work just fine. So let's get the rotor on and the other wheel spacer to hold everything in place, and then we'll put the caliper on. I will say that the solid brake rotors are heavy as F, just so you know. So this all lines up good so far. We're going to get that wheel spacer on just to test fit. I still have not swapped out the lugs yet. That will be my next thing later. So we'll get this on here real quick, and we'll make sure everything lines up. All right, so that seems to be working pretty good. It does leave these studs just behind the surface, so with that 3 mil behind there, that's nice. If you've got a set of wheels that don't have space, that's going to be really nice, so you won't have to do any grinding or sanding on the end of those to make that work. So next thing we're gonna do, I only put 3 lugs in because this is still a test fit. we'll go ahead and set the rotor on here, or the caliper up on here, and see if we've got a nice fitment for that. And hopefully this works. And then I'll pull the wheel spacer and everything back off and swap out the studs, and we'll do a permanent fit. All right, so it looks pretty good. It looks like we have good clearance between this block on this side and this block on that side. So that'll work out pretty good. So that's just sitting on there right now. Everything's just hand tight, but that looks pretty damn good. The only thing I want to do next will be to set my wheel on, and I got to figure out what I did with my lug nuts, because I set them someplace. So next thing we'll do is go ahead and get that wheel on here real quick. I believe the lugs should be in the car, and we'll find out real quick. Okay, so I got 3 lugs in. The wheel's just hand tight. I just screwed it in with that, and that's it. No tool. And we have pretty decent clearance. So we can clear the caliper here. We're clearing it on the rim. I can just about, I can't get my finger here, but there's pretty much a little decent gap. So these are stock Hyundai rims. This was the rims that came on my car. I really want to find another set of these so I can have a set of winter tires and a set of winter track tires, basically street tires, and a set of summer sticky tires. I am currently running 225/40 18s. This is what I ran for the last couple of seasons at the track. I hadn't upgraded to stickier tires because I didn't see the need. The car hadn't gotten to the point where I needed anything stickier than these, and these have a tread wear, where the hell is it? 400. So not the stickiest tire, but not too bad. You can get, I'm gonna upgrade to some 200s, I think, so that way they'll be a little stickier. But this is an all-season, pretty nice little tire overall. Kind of worked really well. I got under 2 minutes at Laguna on this tire, so pretty happy with the way the car progressed as I went. If you look at all the track videos, in the rain I was at 217. Fucking train every goddamn time. So yeah, in the rain on this set of tires I was at a 217, and then as I progressed with the suspension, it slowly kind of whittled away my times down to where I was close to 2 minutes, and then my last outing I was able to push the car to just under 2 minutes. I think I was 1:59 something, but that was before any of the other mods. As far as what we're going to get next time, we'll see. I kind of want to run these tires again just to see if I can push them beyond their limit, because at Sonoma I could make them scream. Coming out of the, what do they call it, the carousel there, at turn I think 4 or 5, I could make these things scream, but never broke loose. So yeah, so it looks like this is going to be the setup. So pretty much just make sure, if you check your hub diameter to make sure which spacer you should go with. I do recommend the ones I got now. They're 70.1 hub centric. They're technically not hub centric because it's a little bit bigger than what we're running here, but that will work. We have plenty of clearance on our stock rim. So your fitment, depending on what rim you have, you may need a different size spacer. I believe this was like a 2.5 inch or so, pretty close to it. So yep, the next thing will be pulling this all back apart, tightening everything down. I do need to still switch this is actually the passenger side caliper. I just put it on the driver's side because it was the one that was in the box that when I pulled it out of the car. But on the driver's side, I will need to switch this line because it's actually at the top, and we want our bleeder valves at the top, and it also puts the brake line where it goes into the caliper at the top as well. So, and then we'll go ahead and pull the other brake caliper out of there, and I think that looks pretty cool. So, all right, well, this was a short video. I know I haven't really worked on the car. I've been waiting for the parts. I was going to do the fuel line and fuel pump, but with it sitting on quick jacks, I wasn't able to put the car down to get the damn panel out from underneath there because I was waiting for the parts for the brakes. So now that I have this stuff in, I can finish this part up. We can get this thing set back on the ground so I can take off my under all my cross beams and stuff that I have down there, and we will get to the man, there are a lot of cobwebs under there all of a sudden. I hate spiders. I'm sure I've said that enough times. So yeah, we'll get all that off, and then I can get this panel out, and I can run the fuel line and the meth line. And I'll go over more about what I'm doing with that. So I do want to run an E85 mix, but I want to see, is E85 better than meth, or is meth better than E85? So I can set this car up so that I can have the meth tank ready to go and do a couple more dyno days and see what I can get out of this car completely. So that's going to be my next couple of goals. So once I get this thing all put back together, I will make a appointment with the dyno, and we'll do probably one day 3 more pulls on E85 mix, and then I'll do 3 pulls once I get the meth kit set up completely, and we'll go that route. But thanks for watching. I know I've been doing a lot of stuff on the Porsche. I'm really trying to get that damn thing finished so that I can either register it and drive it, or register it and sell it, so I can have some spare cash to keep putting into this. I just paid this car off not too long ago, so put a little dent in my savings account. It was actually my vacation savings account, but with my wife being sick, vacations are currently on hold. The only other thing I'm going to have to do when this is all said and done is probably readjust my ride height in the front so that I clear the tire. I was pretty close with what I had before, so we'll see.